Replay is a new independent film shot in Baltimore that uses a very clever premise to solve a crime. Take a look.
You can't watch this.
Au contraire, it's our duty to watch this.
This is evidence of a crime.
It's a crime, all right.
Amazing, huh?
What?
That it's all done on tape.
As far as I'm concerned, there's reason enough to reopen this case right now.
Collison thinks it's an inside job.
But I don't consider this case closed until I know who betrayed me.
So, who's the inside man?
I've got it narrowed down to the 6 of them.
What about Talbot?
Dunbar looks guilty as sin. He knows about the hidden camera. That's a great
What
time.
kind of security guard breaks down his piece when he's on duty?
This guy.
Strike
Go
three.
back to the start.
How do you like Cal?
He's not your type.
What about her?
For the inside man?
I like Morty.
Why?
How about Collison?
Because it's always the one you least suspect. It's always the one you least suspect.
Joining me is the director of Replay, longtime Baltimore film and commercial director Lee Bonner, who's directed episodes of the television series Homicide and The Practice. And now it's time for the big screen, isn't it, Lee?
Well, I hope it is, yes.
Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
Tell me, how did Replay come about?
Well, Sean Murphy and I, who wrote the script, had written a number of scripts together, and I said, no more until we do something we can really produce and put on the screen. So we had to come up with something inexpensive to do. So the idea of surveillance cameras and an unorthodox style of shooting.
Well, but the whole
about.
thing is really unusual because don't you have two detectives? They're the primary characters in it, but we never see them. Now, why did you choose not to let us see them?
Well, the point of that is that lets the audience become involved much more in the movie. I've never seen a film where someone who would like to be a detective gets that much of a chance to solve the crime. They get the clues right with the other detectives, and you know, so they have an equal shot at finding out who did it first.
Well, now when you've screened this with people, do they solve it more quickly than the detectives, or usually not?
Well, what's interesting is I think that people may think that they do, but then when they find out what the real reasons are, you know, it's not good enough that it's just the one you least suspect. You know, the detectives need a better reason than that. So I think when they see that, it makes it interesting, even if they have guessed who it is.
Looking at the trailer, it looks very natural. It must have been hard to shoot that, to have it look like it came from surveillance cameras. How'd you do that?
Well, it was very difficult because, first of all, we had to do the scenes all in one take. You didn't have the luxury of being able to cut, you know, your favorite pieces in. Second of all, you had to see it from, at least the crime itself was seen from about 7 angles, the same scene. And when we went to edit it, we found out we had to use the same take. We couldn't even cheat that like you normally can in film. So it was a unique experience.
So when you wanted to do a scene, you rehearsed it for a long time, a short time, and then shot it? Did you have to shoot the scene over again? I mean, you couldn't do it on one take.
No. But the main scene, which was the big scene, we rehearsed for a day. Then we discovered we'd have to break it up into 2 pieces to get it done, and there is a break in the middle that we could get away with that. And then the next day we shot it in those 2 pieces, and we got about 5 takes at the most. And you know, so in one take, well, the gun was good there, but line was bad there, and it was a lot of fun to pick the best one.
Well, you have a lot of actors in this who've done lots of other work. How do you get them to do a small independent film, to give up a lot of time with maybe not a lot of money?
Right. Well, you know, they're getting a slightly reduced rate from the normal rate, but part of the advantage was it wasn't a lot of time. And also, I mean, I think the people we find, the people who come to the casting and want to be involved, have their own reasons for wanting to do it, you know, and they love it, which makes it a lot of fun to do, because everybody's in there simply because they want to do it. It's not really about money.
A lot of people that worked on it, the other co-writer, the editor, the production designer, the producer, they're all people that you've known and worked with for a long time. So is that an advantage, or do you get on each other's nerves?
No, well, no, it's an advantage, definitely. We don't get on each other's nerves, or maybe I get on their nerves. They didn't mention that part, but no, we get along great, and we know what everybody does, what they do well, and you know, how to work with them. So it definitely helped a lot, made it work much better.
Well, I know that the film is being shown in lots of different places, and that you're hoping to get a distributor. And if that happens, will it be the first of many Lee Bonner films?
Well, I'd like it to be that way, yes.
And if that does happen, also, do you intend to continue doing your movies here in Baltimore, like John Waters and people like that?
Well, you know, you may go to different locations for different stories, but I would definitely stay here. I worked in LA for about 5 or 6 years, and you know, I wasn't willing to go live there. I like it here, so.
Well, we
I'll
hope you stay here. We hope you stay here. We hope the film's a big success, and that you'll keep coming back and telling us about it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you.
You can see the film replay at the Mid-Atlantic Regional Showcase on March the 2nd at the AFI Silver Theater in Silver Spring. That's all the time we have. Next week, we look at Center Stage's new production of Sweeney Todd. Meet Poet Laureate Michael Collier and author Buzz Williams, whose new book, Spare Parts, examines the role of Marine Reserve troops in Iraq.